So I got the frame all wrapped up. I had to set you guys down for a little bit and get some work done. It was mainly just a bunch of grinding. As you can see up here, did a little bit of molding. I didn't get too crazy, but I just wanted to look a little bit fancier. Cleaned up the holes there. They were cut out with a torch, kind of looked a little raggedy. Then I drilled them out, and then they're a little bit too big. So I put some pipe in there, kind of Frenched them in, I guess. Just make it look a little bit cleaner. Got my holes also cleaned up for the front up here. They were also torched, kind of look like crap. So now we begin the fun part, and I say that not meaning it's going to be fun. Sanding. I'm going to kind of leave you guys out for this because this is going to be boring. It's going to be time consuming. I'm not good at painting body. I'm going to do my best. I mean, it's a frame, you know. I'll bring you guys back to the good stuff. How about that? You know, the highlights. Got a little update on the frame. We got it in full primer. Had a pretty funny little story with the primer. That kind of sucked. I knew I was going to be painting this, you know, priming it on a weekend. Hopefully painting it on a weekend. So I went to the paint store on a Friday. Got what I needed, what I thought I needed at least. Picked up some paint. Picked up some clear coat because I didn't think I had any. And didn't really worry about the primer because I was pretty sure I had a gallon of primer from when I was working on my Fleetwood. Get home, get it all nice, prepped, cleaned, sanded, cleaned out the shop, get ready to spray some primer. Open up my paint cabinet. There is not very much primer in there. Apparently, I had a gallon of clear, which unfortunately I just bought 2 more quarts of clear that I don't need now. And only had a quart of primer. And in that quart of primer, it was about halfway empty already. So, did not have enough primer to go around. So I sprayed what I had, knowing it wouldn't get the whole frame. I just wanted to get something covered. Pretty much covered from here forward. So that kind of sucked. Had to go to the next Monday to go to the paint store and get some more primer, which that's outrageous. Yeah, so I had to wait another week, unfortunately. But we got it all primed now. I'm gonna start sanding it down, kind of get a little bit smoother. I am no painting body man by any means at all. I can kind of do it a little bit, you know, just trying to do the best I can. But I'm going to scuff it up, get it all smooth. It's pretty smooth to the touch. But I'm going to sand it with some 220 sandpaper. Try and get it as good as I can. I'm going to go black. We had talked, donor wanted to do black, which I'm totally fine with. And I kind of talked about doing silver, the same color as the car. Because I wanted it to stand out a little bit, but now I'm kind of thinking about it. I think black's gonna be better because I'm gonna try and do some silver leafing on it too in the wheel well openings. Just kind of give it a little bit extra. So I think the black would make it stand out a lot more. So I'm gonna go black. I'm gonna scuff it up, shoot it with some base, throw some clear over it, let it dry a little bit. Scuff the clear and attempt to lay some silver leaf. Hopefully that goes good. If not, I'm gonna sand it right off and clear coat over it again. So we'll see how it goes. Once again, I'm going to leave you guys out on the sanding part because it sucks. I wish I could leave myself out or just time-lapse myself doing it because it's no fun. I don't enjoy that at all. That's the worst part about body work. I feel for body man. You know? They always say if your body man can do paint, he's not a good body man. If your painter can do body work, he's not a good painter. And I hate it for the body dude. You know, I don't mind painting. Painting is kind of the fun part. I mean, yeah, it can go bad real quick, but yeah, the bodywork part, it sucks. It's a lot of work, and then you spray some primer over it, and you're like, oh, that wasn't as good as I thought it was. But I'm at a pretty happy spot right now. Everything's looking pretty good, so I'm going to keep moving forward. Here's a little bit more of the frame. Customer didn't really want to mold it. He was just building a street car, but he's been really cool and willing to work with me throughout all the stuff that's happened. So I threw a little bit extra on the front, just molded it up, kind of make it look pretty. You're not really going to see the back too much, so I did not worry at all about molding the back. But we got a bridge in there. Got some drop down mounts. As I said before, I may or may not use them. Probably not, seeing as we're going to chain it off. But they're there. If he wants to go with bigger cylinders later on, it'll be ready. Got the frame all sanded down. Got the shop all swept out, blown out. Went ahead and mopped it. Not like that's really going to matter at my skill level of paint, but, you know, try and keep everything legit. Gotta wipe down the frame still. I sanded it all. Like I said, I blew it off. About to run some reducer over it, try and clean up any kind of dust. Have I mentioned how much I love this rotisserie? This thing has been awesome. Had 0 problems out of it so far. Still spins pretty good. Even with a fully wrapped frame, it still turns pretty good. I'm happy with it. 0 complaints. So I'm about to level this thing up, start wiping it down, and get ready to spray some paint. Now the shop's all clean, start wiping this thing down as a producer, get all the sand and dust off it. So I'm about to crank up some tunes, put on some music for you guys, I guess, so it doesn't get demonetized. Yeah, start wiping it down, and we'll be painting soon. Well, we got the base all on, looking good. Pretty much covered everything, I hope. It never fails, but every time I paint something, there's always that one spot that no paint gets to. Hopefully I don't have this on this. I went over it pretty thoroughly. Won't know until I like fully put the car together, then I'll be laying under it and see one spot and I'm like, oh! But it should be all covered. I went over it a bunch of times, so we should be good. But it's time for some clear coat now. That's everybody's favorite part except me. That's the sticky. So I'm not gonna film any of that because it will destroy my phone and I'll stick to it. So I'll just bring you guys back after that and get to it. It's all, like I said, it's all based and looking good. So I'll bring you back after it's all clear because it's gonna be a sticky mess. And yeah. Well, it's black. That's about all I can say about it. It doesn't look too bad on camera, but there is a ton of trash in it. And I got a good run right there. You guys can see that for sure. But yeah, right in here, tons of trash. I mean, just tons and tons. There you go, you can see it. So, most people would say that's good enough. It's a frame. And I know I should probably say the same, but I've been trying to clean that up some. I was wanting to do a little bit of striping maybe, some leafing just to kind of do it. Don't know if that's still going to happen. That kind of really discouraged me a lot. You can see up here, all the trash in it. That just really sucked. I kind of really went through a lot of prep work to try and not have that happen, and it turned out the worst that's ever happened to me on anything that I've painted. So that's kind of a real bummer. But I'm gonna try and wet sand this. It'll probably make it worse, and then I'll probably just end up respraying the whole thing. But we'll see how it goes. I'm gonna use some 2000 grit, mainly because that's all I have. I don't really feel like driving anywhere and going and get some more. So we're gonna see how that works. Got me a bottle of water. This is actually a bottle of purified water, only the best for my frames. It was just laying around, it was easy to get to. Got some soap in there. Sprinkle a little bit on there and see how it goes. We'll probably mess it up. We'll see. So I did end up getting most of the junk out of there. Pretty happy with that. It's way better than what it was. Clyde agrees. Got a good bit of the run out. There's still a little bit right there. Kind of afraid of burning through there, and I'm pretty sure the wheel well covers that, so I'm probably going to leave that. But now we get to do the second hardest part of it. That's buffing it. So we'll see how that works out. As I've said numerous times, I am not a painter by any means. Just kind of play one on YouTube apparently. So we're going to try and do use some rubbing or ultimate compound, I guess. Rubbing compound, probably the same thing. Using this pad here, mainly because that's what I have. I'm sure a professional painter's like, God dang, I'm supposed to be using something else. Well, I don't know all that, but this is what I got, so I'm working with it. We'll see how it turns out. Get all the crusty stuff out of there. Got me some safety glasses, keep this junk out of my eyeballs. Of course, all my good safety glasses are up at the house. Knock down a little bit. Not going to be able to do the safety glasses. They're so fogged up I can't see. So I got it buffed out. I turned the buffer up just a little bit, apply a little bit more pressure. I was really lenient about burning through. Never burnt through on any clear. Granted, I haven't buffed a whole lot of stuff, but I am kind of worried about it all the time. But it turned out pretty good. I'm pretty happy. I am at least satisfied with it, I guess I could say that. I could do a better job probably, but for my skill level, I am pretty happy with it. That's definitely something I wouldn't mind having on my car. So that being said, how far do I take this? I don't really want to go much further, honestly. But if I see some other spots, I'm probably going to address them. The rest of the frame turned out pretty good. You know, the parts that will be seen, I will say that. There are some bad spots, but you're not going to see them. So I'm kind of going to leave them as it is. Got a bunch of money tied up in this. Really, in all honesty, I'm probably like $200, maybe even $300 more than I charged just to paint the frame, just in materials. Paint is ridiculously expensive. And if you don't know what you're doing, it gets even more expensive. And I don't know what I'm doing. So kind of wasted a lot of paint. You know, a professional painter, they probably could have done it for a lot less materials than what it took me. But I am pretty happy with the way it turned out, so that is a good thing. That's all that really matters in my book. I don't really build cars to make a living. It'd be nice, but you know, I just kind of mess around with stuff. And I want it to be up to my standards, which, I mean, people say they're higher than most people's. I don't know. I just want, you know, whoever I'm building a car for, I want them to be satisfied, because I'm never satisfied when I have other people do work for me. So I kind of think of it as it's my car, you know, and I want to build it to where I would want it to be. Granted, it's no show car by any means, but you know, I try and do the best I can, and I just want my work to reflect that, you know. So I'm gonna keep trucking on this frame and see how it goes. Go look at some more spots, see if I want to tackle them or not, and I'll bring it back once I make a little bit more progress. So I dodged a bullet on that one. What do you do when you dodge a bullet? Tell him again. Let's see if we can really mess it up now. After I buffed it out, I was pretty happy with it. I was kind of contemplating not doing any silver leafing, but I said, screw it, let's go for it. Worst thing we can do is mess it up even more. So all in all, I feel it turned out pretty good. I'm happy with it. Something a little bit different than what I normally do, that's for sure. I'm pretty happy with it. Throw some pin striping around it and shoot some clear over it. So you want to watch it focus so hard that I feel like it's cross-eyed. This is it. Contrary to popular belief, I am no master pin striper. Give it a shot. See what happens. I guess the worst that can happen is I totally mess this up. Now that everything's actually turned out pretty good, I don't really have any complaints, I guess. You know, you do something 1,000 times when somebody watches you, you can't do it. Well, imagine not doing it 1,000 times and somebody's still watching you. So I'm gonna just kind of hang out and do this on my own. The other side turned out pretty good. This side I'm getting a little shaky, so I'm gonna take me a little break, come back to it, kind of finish it up on my own. Should turn out good. But I'll bring you guys back when it does. Well, there it is, all finished up. Didn't turn out too bad. It'll probably look even better on the outside of a wheel well. Backside all finished up. Once again, not too bad. There's the passenger side. This is the side I started on. Honestly, I kind of feel it turned out a little bit better. Was going to do some pinstriping in here. Well, I kind of did. It didn't look too good, so I just washed it off. It can't always turn out perfect. That's a good thing about this. Sometimes you can erase it and just act like it never happened. And last but not least, passenger side rear. Once again, pretty happy with it. No real complaints. So now I just got to run a tack rag over it, clear coat it again. That's going to be for another day. I'm going to definitely let this stuff sit up and dry, make 100% sure that it's dry before I spray any clear coat over it. I've seen it done a bunch of times. This is the first time I'll be doing it. So hopefully it'll turn out good. Won't have any kind of chemical reaction or anything like that, because that would suck. But we'll see how it goes. So there is the finished product. I gotta say, I'm pretty happy with it. It takes a pretty good bit to make me happy, especially when I do it myself. You know, there's always, I could have done this better, could have done that better. This is pretty good, I'm not gonna lie. My back masking, it worked out all right. There's a few bad spots right there. I'm probably gonna let that ride. If I try and get a buffer in there, I will make that bad. So I'm gonna leave it. Not gonna be that noticeable when the control arm's there. But yeah, I'm super, super happy with the way that turned out. Clyde's even happy about it. And there's the back all shined up. Not too shabby. It does have orange peel, but that's kind of my skill level. I'm not very good at painting, but I am happy about it. I don't have no major runs, so I'm really happy about that. I tried laying the clear on there. I wanted it to be nice and shiny. It's pretty shiny, so I'm happy. Probably won't even be able to see the rear end, honestly, with the skirts and all that, but I just wanted to do it, make it look cool, you know, kind of a little something different to do. Got the driver's side front. Turned out pretty nice as well. No complaints. And last but not least, the driver's side rear. Pretty happy with it. So this is where I'm ending the video. Pretty happy that everything turned out as I said. You know, put a lot of stuff that I've been practicing over the years finally to the test on an actual real deal circumstance. You know, I've done small little panels. I did the trunk panels you guys seen. Turned out pretty good. Give me the confidence to try this. I did do this for free for the guy. A little extra. You know, I just wanted to go above and beyond. You know, the dude is really cool. He's been really, really patient. His builds took a lot longer than I really wanted to. But I also added a lot more stuff to it, you know, just because he was really cool. Cool customers, they get cool, you know, cool products pretty much. Not really saying I'm going to shiest anybody else, but if you give me time, I'll build something badass. That's just how it goes, you know. The longer I have it, the more things pop up my head. For instance, that right there, you know, didn't really plan on doing that at all when I first started, but gears got turning, I got burning, so we laid it out. So I'm going to leave it here. A little food for thought. Sometimes you don't know what you can do until you do it. So get out there and give it a shot. Might be surprised.
What seems to be the problem?
Good shot. Got away free. It lives to die another day.